Boxing Nation.
Will there be any excuses after May 2nd for either fighter, for Mayweather or for your fighter?
It shouldn't be. I mean, the best man will win, and we'll go from there.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, we can truly now say that it is game over after this past Saturday, May 2nd, 2015, out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. May 2nd will be remembered as the day that Pac-Man ran out of Energizers and the Almighty God delivered him into Floyd Mayweather's hands. Can I get an amen? Now, of course, I just took a page out of Manny Pacquiao's own book, because if you were listening to Manny Pacquiao's interviews leading up to the fight, then you know he said, God will deliver Floyd Mayweather into my hands to show people that there is God, right? This is exactly what he said. Freddie Roach, he said that this was a simple case of good versus evil. Floyd Mayweather is a bad person. He's not a good role model, so on and so forth. Now, and ironically enough, pretty much everything you guys heard me talk about on my good versus evil video, which I'll probably try to add the link in the description box, when I interviewed Freddie Roach, that's exactly what I brought up, that topic, good versus evil. And I asked Freddie Roach, I said, Freddie, with all of the stuff that you have said and done in your life, would you say that you're a better role model than Floyd Mayweather? Would you say you're a better person than Floyd Mayweather? And not really to my surprise, he said, not at all. He said, I know that I'm no better than Floyd Mayweather, right? So I got him to speak the whole truth. And that's what this is really all about at the end of the day. Now let's get back to Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. You know, the funny thing is, I always tell you guys on this channel that the truth will always break free. The truth will always come to light. You could sit over here and you could say the most ignorant stuff. It doesn't matter, because the whole truth will always expose ignorance. Manny Pacquiao showed a different side of him before and after this Mayweather fight. He showed a side of him that a lot of fans claim they don't like to see in a fighter, right? When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, the typical decaf, the dumb casual ass fan, he will tell you, oh, I hate Floyd Mayweather. He's so arrogant. He's so cocky. He's such an asshole. He's such a jerk. He's not a good sportsman. He's not good for the sport, right? But then when Floyd Mayweather tries to do everything that that fan claims they want to see in a fighter, portraying an image of a guy that is not acting cocky, almost like Floyd Mayweather is saying to you, like, oh, okay, so you guys don't want me to act like that? Okay, I'll tell you what. How about I remain humble? How about I just keep this strictly business? I use tunnel vision. I'm not going to dance around. I'm not going to, celebrate my victory before the fight. I'm going to respect the fans. Most importantly, I'm going to respect my opponent, Manny Pacquiao. I'm going to give him the credit that he deserves going into this fight. And even after the fight, after I win, I'm still going to give him credit and tell you guys how great of a fighter he is in defeat, right? Floyd Mayweather does all of this, and these fans, they claim that's what they wanted to see, they still don't like him. But on the flip side, Manny Pacquiao, this was almost like the movie Trading Places. Now Manny Pacquiao is the one who's celebrating his victory before the fight. He's all animated. he keeps talking about God is going to deliver him, and you know, I'm not worried because God this and God that. You say all of this stuff. He's taking selfies of himself before he enters the ring, before he does the weigh-in. Now, and if you didn't know who this person was I was talking about, you didn't see him, you didn't know how he looked, you didn't know how he sounded, you didn't even know what his name was, you just heard the description of his behavior or personality before the fight, what would you say about that guy? We already know what you would say about that guy. You would say the same thing about that guy that you would say about Floyd Mayweather, right? We know this to be the case because when Showtime Sean Porter fought Kell Brook, before the fight, we seen Sean Porter act a little bit more animated. And the messages that were coming in were Sean Porter, look at he's acting cocky, he's acting like Mayweather, and this and that, and so on and so forth, right? That's what they were saying when Sean Porter did this. And ironically enough, or coincidentally enough, I should say, Sean Porter was acting just like Manny Pacquiao acted right before the fight. We see Manny Pacquiao celebrating, throwing his hands up, like I said, selfies of himself and so on and so forth, acting extremely confident. And let me tell you something. There is nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that, okay? I like a fighter going in there acting confident. I like a fighter going in there showing extreme confidence and selling the fight. Regardless if it's true confidence or just, putting on a show, I like it. It's entertaining for me, okay? Or to me, okay? But see, the problem with these fans and writers and so on and so forth is when fighters that aren't on the coincidental list, like Manny Pacquiao, when he does it, it's fine. When fighters that are on the coincidental list, like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Floyd Mayweather, when they do it, they're cocky, they're arrogant, so on and so forth. That's why I don't like them, right? Of course, we know what time it is. Let's get back to Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao, he does all of this stuff before the fight. Once again, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, they're trading places. Floyd Mayweather is not giving any fans an excuse to dislike him leading up to this fight. But Manny Pacquiao is, according to these fans' criteria. So now we move on to the aftermath of the fight. Manny Pacquiao has been interviewed by Max Kellerman. Now keep in mind, guys, before the fight, Manny Pacquiao was talking about God this, God that, and so on and so forth, like he was the most religious person. Why is it when Manny Pacquiao talked to Max Kellerman, not only was he disrespectful to Floyd Mayweather and disrespectful to the sport in general by sitting over here saying, I won the fight, he did nothing. Even though he landed double the punches that Manny Pacquiao landed, and keep in mind, half the time, Floyd Mayweather's back was against the ropes, and Manny Pacquiao, who would have Floyd Mayweather cornered, instead of Manny Pacquiao trying to keep him there, Manny Pacquiao would back up and he would let Floyd Mayweather off the ropes. But then he turns around and he tells Max Kellerman he was just running. That's all he was doing was running. What about when his back was against the ropes, Manny? And keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather elected to stay there. Because there were times when Manny Pacquiao, he would ambush Floyd Mayweather and then he would jump back. While he jumped back, Floyd Mayweather would stay there on the ropes. Floyd could have easily got off the ropes. But Manny Pacquiao did nothing with the position that he wanted Mayweather to be in. Right? So you sit over here and you're being a sore loser, like Paulie Malignaggi called it. You won't give this man any credit. On top of all of that, you don't even bring up God's name anymore. Right? You don't say, well, this is what God wanted. Thank God that both of us are healthy. You don't say anything like that, Manny Pacquiao. So do you only bring up God when you need his help? When it's convenient for you? Is it not a blessing that you just got paid $80 million and you still have your health, Manny Pacquiao? You can't thank God for that? Now, while Manny Pacquiao is constantly dissing Floyd Mayweather, being a poor sport, things that's supposed to trigger hatred and ignorance, according to these fans that hate Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward and Adrian Broner and everyone else on a coincidental list, according to these fans, that is exactly what makes a fan hate a fighter, is how he behaves, right? So while Manny Pacquiao is dissing Floyd Mayweather, not giving him any credit, Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, he's the one thanking God. He's the one praising Manny Pacquiao. Even when Jim Gray was setting up the questions to make Floyd Mayweather actually look good, Jim Gray was like, so why did Manny Pacquiao have so many problems with your jab and your right hand? And Floyd Mayweather's answer, he's still praising Manny Pacquiao. Praise after praise after praise. Keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather had his interview before Manny Pacquiao had his. So that means Manny Pacquiao got to listen to every single thing that Floyd Mayweather said. And all Manny Pacquiao says is he ran. He did nothing. He did nothing. He did nothing, Manny? So how the hell did he land double the punches that you landed? How did he throw more punches than you? Did you guys know that? Oh yeah, Floyd Mayweather, he threw more punches and he landed more punches than the volume puncher, Manny Pacquiao. Let me reiterate. Floyd Mayweather stood with his back against the ropes. Pretty much half of the fight he did this. Half of the fight, his back was against the ropes. Manny Pacquiao takes a step back. But you claim you want him to stop running. Sound like this man is confused to me, guys. Sound like this man is confused to me. Don't sit over here and tell the whole world that you're starving, and then as soon as somebody put a hot plate in your damn face, you say, oh, I don't want to eat right now and I'm not hungry. You need to make up your damn mind. Either you're hungry or you're not. Right? Once again, Floyd Mayweather gave Manny Pacquiao what he was asking for, which is a stationary target, and Manny Pacquiao couldn't do nothing with it. He couldn't do nothing with it. You're going to sit over here and you're going to say, oh, I lost because he was running. So how the hell did you knock down Chris Algieri 6 times and beat him, Manny Pacquiao? The shit is not adding up. It is not adding up. And I got to give props to Max Kellerman, because Max Kellerman, he put Manny Pacquiao on blast. He sure did. If you guys remember the Tim Bradley situation, when Tim Bradley beat Manny Pacquiao, Max Kellerman was very boisterous when he told Tim Bradley, and keep in mind, the difference between Tim Bradley and Manny Pacquiao is Tim Bradley wasn't acting arrogant, he wasn't acting cocky after the fight. Matter of fact, it was Max Kellerman who just brought it up to Tim Bradley. He didn't even ask him the question. Max Kellerman just said, well, you know, we thought Manny Pacquiao won the fight by a large margin, right? Now, keep in mind, while Max is saying this, Manny Pacquiao and his whole team, they're still sad. Matter of fact, this picture that you guys are looking at right here, that's actually Manny Pacquiao's reaction to finding out he lost the fight. Manny was down. Manny truly believed he lost the fight. Once he heard Max Kellerman say, we thought that Manny Pacquiao won the fight easily, that made Manny Pacquiao feel a lot better. So when you fast forward to the Mayweather-Pacquiao post-fight interview with Max Kellerman and Manny Pacquiao, this is funny because this time Max Kellerman didn't really ask Manny Pacquiao if he thought he won the fight. And Manny Pacquiao, he came out almost like it was scripted. Almost like perhaps Freddie Roach had told him way before this fight, look, if we lose this fight, I don't care how bad we lose the fight, you tell them you thought you won the fight. That's just, my own personal opinion, but I wouldn't be surprised if Freddie Roach had, basically coerced him into saying that. So anyway, it doesn't matter though, regardless if he did or he didn't, Manny Pacquiao is the one that said it, okay? So Manny Pacquiao, as far as I'm concerned, he thought that Max Kellerman was going to have his back because Max Kellerman has had his back before. So he throws it out there. I thought I won the fight. And to Manny Pacquiao's surprise, Max Kellerman says, you thought you won the fight? Well, we and the judges didn't. And then later on, he says it again in the interview. He says, well, I had Mayweather winning by a wide margin. So as Max Kellerman is saying all of this, you could read Manny Pacquiao's body language and you could tell he's basically feeling embarrassed. And now he's saying, Max, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to have my back. What are you doing, Max? Right? Max Kellerman didn't have his back. So as Max Kellerman keeps the pressure on Manny Pacquiao continues to make ridiculous excuses that make no sense that Max Kellerman continues to expose, right? So then Max Kellerman, or I should say Manny Pacquiao, he said it once again. He said, well, I couldn't, do what I normally do because he ran so much, because he kept running. And it's funny because as I'm listening to the interview live, I respond to Manny Pacquiao out loud with people all around me. And I basically said, but you knew before the fight that Floyd Mayweather was going to possibly move in the ring. You didn't prepare for that? Soon as I say that, that's when Max Kellerman says the exact same thing to Manny Pacquiao. But you knew that coming in, Manny. And then when they heard Max Kellerman say exactly what I just said, I had a couple, people giving me dap or whatever. But the point is, according to these decafs, these are things that would make a fan not like you. Being a sore loser, being a poor sport, disrespecting your opponent after your opponent just praised you and held you in high regard. You turn around and return and say, oh, he did nothing, he just ran, he this and he that, right? Remember, when Tim Bradley even hinted he thought he won the fight, fans went crazy. How dare you say you thought you won the fight, Tim Bradley? And matter of fact, Tim Bradley was a lot more humble because Tim Bradley, he first said, I got to go home and I got to go watch the tape. It was a close fight, and that does make sense. Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, he said, I thought I won the fight. He said, I thought I won the fight. He did nothing, right? That's supposed to be grounds for putting this man on the coincidental list. But we know that ain't going to happen. We know that ain't going to happen. Floyd Mayweather being completely respectful after the fight. Manny Pacquiao being completely disrespectful after the fight. And yet the decafs have nothing negative to say about Manny Pacquiao. But then they blame Floyd Mayweather on Manny Pacquiao's poor performance. We know what time it is. Something else I wanted to talk about. Max Kellerman, like I said, him putting Manny Pacquiao on blast, rightfully so, because of the fact that Manny Pacquiao was being a poor sport, giving Floyd Mayweather no type of credit when, once again, Floyd Mayweather was giving Manny Pacquiao all types of credit when he was doing his post-fight interview. Max put him on blast. He exposed him, right? Now, of course, later on, all of the fans, the decafs, I hear that they go in hard on Max Kellerman. Now they're trying to hate on Max Kellerman, saying all this stuff, ridiculous, ignorant type of stuff. You know what type of messages they send. So, they sending all these messages to Max Kellerman is what I'm being told. Max Kellerman, he responds by saying, I did the same thing in the Tim Bradley Manny Pacquiao fight. You guys didn't have no problem when I did that in that fight. So why you have a problem when I do it in the Mayweather fight? Nobody really could respond to that, right? Of course, that's a rhetorical question because we all know the answer. Because Manny Pacquiao, he ain't on a coincidental list. And Tim Bradley and Floyd Mayweather, they are. You know, it's sad, but the truth of the matter is this fight has never been about boxing. It was never about boxing. It was about race and pride. That's what it was about. What race you're rooting for, what race you're rooting against. And when they seen and heard Max Kellerman say that, they interpreted that as Max Kellerman being a traitor, going against his side, going against his team. They're basically telling Max Kellerman, you're being a sellout. You know that we go against the people on the coincidental list. What is wrong with you, Max? You're selling out. And they don't understand that this is not supposed to be about race, pride, and everything else. This is supposed to be about boxing. This is supposed to be about who's the best man in that ring. Right? This is about what's right and what's wrong. If Floyd Mayweather would have lost 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3, and he came out and he said, oh, I thought I won the fight. Then he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Do you know what they would say about this man? We already know what time it is. We already know what time it is. So, you know, congratulations to Max Kellerman for not feeding into the ignorance and being professional about this situation. If you're going to act like a sore loser, right after this man, Floyd Mayweather, gave you all the credit in the world, you deserve to be put on blast by the guy that's interviewing you, especially when you're just making up stuff and it all sounds scripted. Because like I said, a lot of that stuff sounds scripted. And not only that, but like I told you guys before, you also have to understand, unfortunately for people like Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, they have some of the most ignorant fans. I'm going to say it straight out. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all of them, but they have a lot of ignorant fans. And the reason why I call them ignorant, because I see these fans posting all these racist, ignorant messages, always posting something that has nothing to do with boxing, right? And what happens to people like Manny Pacquiao is you run into these type of casual fans every day, or you hear about messages that are on Twitter, social medias, and so on and so forth. What happens is eventually you keep running around all them damn zombies, you're going to get bit eventually and you will be infected. Now you start to talk like them. That's what happened with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao used to be this nice, humble person that always had something respectful to say. Now all of a sudden he's talking like one of the most disrespectful fighters in the sport. A poor sport, right? Sour grapes is what we've seen because things didn't go Manny Pacquiao's way. A man who's supposed to be very religious didn't even bring up God's name after the fight. What type of religious person are you to do something like that? He didn't do nothing. All he did was run. Also, I guess Manny didn't do anything when he fought against Brandon Rios, right? Because that's all he did was run in that fight. Is that what you're saying, Manny? Ignorance will always force you to run into counters. Listen, at the end of the day, none of the ignorant stuff that you guys see posted on the internet matters anymore. It never really mattered from the beginning, but now it has been stamped and proven that what they say is 1000% irrelevant. Because we just found out the whole truth this past weekend. Y'all could get in the huddle, rub each other's back, trying to make each other feel better because your guy lost. You could do all the crying you want. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it is game over for the decafs. I'm on to the next one.
If you can find a way to overcome that and make yourself believe that, you know what, if I take this chance, you know, I don't have to be scared. I don't have to run away from fear. What if I embrace it? You know, it's like, I'm afraid to lose. I'm afraid to lose that zero. Go ahead and embrace it. It's okay. Face it. You know?
Oscar, if Floyd Mayweather fights Manny Pacquiao, will people still say he's worried about his record?
No. Fighting Manny Pacquiao will just erase any doubt that anybody might have about Floyd.